Hello there my friends, this is Armenian King and it's my first video of Rome 2 Total War Build and Tactics. I will start with my favorite faction, Pontus. Why is it my favorite faction? Because it has my favorite units like horse archers and pikemen. Those two are my favorite units, and I also like these chariots. You would say that Bactria also has horse archers and pikemen, but I don't like Bactria as much as Pontus, because Bactria is overpowered faction and I don't really like playing as overpowered factions. So let's start with Pontic tactics and builds. Let's start from Arverni. What we will use against Arverni with Pontus? Probably 3 or 3 Pontic Royal Guard, cause Arverni has some good melee cav and you can't beat them with this noble blood cav, so you need some shock cav. Shock cav can win melee cav when you use trample right before charging. So we need probably 3 Pontic Royal cav, probably 1 noble blood cav, or maybe 2, 3 horse archers. This is not exactly what you must take, but you can take something like this. You can bring some pikemen, 5 maybe. And as you know, Arverni has no overpowered skirmishers like Peltas or Cretan archers and that. So we don't go with Peltas, we will go for these eastern slingers. Six eastern slingers and 1 chariot, of course. Chariots can kill half of this Gallic army, because the strength of Arverni is its infantry, and as you know, these chariots just crush all of the swordsmen. Let's add some experience to these guys. Okay. This is a very good army to beat Arverni with Pontus. Now let's go for Athens. Athens has some decent shock cav, some average swordsmen, pikemen not really cost effective, and really good hoplites, so we can just spam swordsmen maybe. Let's try this. And Athens has some good missile units, so we will go for Peltas. Slingers would be too weak for Athens. I mean eastern slingers. They are good but not good enough to use them against Athens. Okay, we have 6 Pontic Peltas. Maybe chariot. No, not enough money. Let's remove one of these. Okay, let's remove one peltas and remove this one and one chariot. As you know, chariots are not good against pikemen. But if Athens spams this pikeman, it won't have good cav probably, because they are or good hoplites or good missiles. These guys are expensive, not really expensive, but not cost effective. So if Athenian players spam this pikeman and you have chariots, don't be afraid. You can use them against missile units or hoplites and act, but not against cavalry, of course. And let's see, we have 370 left. We can have this guy. Okay, you can use this against Athens. Not the best build, but can work. You can also use a build like this. Some more pikemen, 5 pikemen probably, 2 swordsmen for outflanking their hoplites or pikemen, and some peltasts. Let's delete this one, and no, 4 peltasts are not enough. Okay, maybe 1 citizen cav to catch some missile units. This one can work too, or you can go without a chariot, something like this. You can delete this one. We can go cav strong, but will not really work, because as you know, the main strength of Athens is its infantry, its hoplites. So that's not the best idea. Better go with this build, or the build with swordsman, which I showed you before. So let's move on. Bactria. Bactria is the best faction in this game, in my opinion. It has some good elephants, really good cav, decent pikemen, really good peltas, and it has everything you need to beat anyone. So we must have some hoplites to counter their cav. Probably 2 Pontic cav, 2 noble blood cav, probably 4 Levi pikes. We don't need chariots, I want to say, against Bactria, cause chariots are just useless against strong cav faction. So let's not take chariots. 4 hoplites, 2 in each flank to protect our flanks, to protect our pikemen. And we must take these guys for the elephants. And okay, let's remove 1 noble blood cav and add this guy. Okay, this can work. This can work against Bactria. Pontus is not the best faction against Bactria. it is having really hard time against Bactria, but this can really work if you micro well. You just need to kill some horses with these mercenary Scythian horse archers, then try to shot Bactrian elephants, and you will have some good chances to win the shotting against Bactria. Still, the Bactrian peltas are probably better, or not. I'm not sure. It will take long to compare them, so yeah, you see missile damages 45 and these guys have 39, but I think these guys must have some other advantages. Okay, let's do it later. Let's not waste time. Use this build against Bactria. It can work. Okay. Let's go on. Boii. Boii is the same as Arverni, so just use the army I showed you to use against Arverni. Let's move on. Cartage. This is a very universal faction. It can stand against any faction. It's not an overpowered faction, but it has some good balanced army. So what we need against Cartage? We need some, probably 2 Pontic Kiev, 3 noble blood Kiev, 3 horse archers, mercenary Scythian, because Carthage is gonna have some elephant probably. We need some pikemen to protect our peltasts. And we of course need these guys, peltasts. And of course chariots. Carthage has some good swordsmen, I mean Libyan infantry. So these guys can kill them easily if don't get caught by cavalry. And let's add some experience to this pikeman. This can work against Carthage. I won't advise you to go with swordsman spam, cause he has elephants, it's too risky. So this build can work against Carthage. Let's move on. Epirus. What Epirus has? Epirus has some good Levy pikemen, good pikemen, and most cost effective are these pikemen, so the opponent is probably gonna go with these Levy pikemen. You can spam swordsmen against Epirus, but that's too risky, as risky as spamming them against Carthage, because Epirus also has this elephant. So that's risky. I won't go for swordsman. I would go for probably almost the same build which I showed you against Cartage. 3 mercenary, Scythian horse archers. As we know, Epirus has some cost-effective pikemen and cost-effective Thessalian cav, so our chariots are not gonna have easy time against some good cav and pikemen. So I will not take these chariots. I will go for some swordsmen instead to outflank my enemy's pikemen. These guys. And Peltasts. Let's remove this one noble blood cav and make our cav stronger with Pontic cav. Pontic cav is way better than noble blood cav. Now let's add some experience to these guys. They have some low morale. This experience adds morale to them. So better use your extra money on these cheap heavy pikemen and not on general, for example. This can work against Epirus. So let's move on. This is Galatia. Use against them the army I'm using, which I'm using against Armenian and Boy, and against any barbarian faction. Use the army I showed you, which I show you to use against Arverni. Okay, this is Iceni. Same about Iceni and Macedon. Macedon. This can work against Macedon because they are almost similar with Epirus, and Macedon has no elephants. It has some average swordsman, which Epirus doesn't have. So these guys, if I am not wrong, a bit better than Pontic swordsmen. So, or not? Let's see. I think Pontic swordsmen are a bit better, but I must really test this later. So you can go with swordsman spam. Really, you can go with it. But I would go for pikemen again. You can go with this build against Macedon. But you can't be sure that you will win cav fight, because this Thessalian cav, where are they? Here they are. Will win noble blood cav if they use trample. So it's a risky army. Better go with 3 Pontic cav. 3 Pontic cav, so we will not have enough money for swordsmen. Then let's go with this pikemen. delete one mercenary horse archer and delete one more pikeman and add some swordsmen to outflank enemies pikemen. This build can work better, and you can kill some cavalrymen with this horse archer, and after that you can be more sure that you will win cave fight. Okay, let's add some experience. That's it. This army can work against Macedon. Move on. What's this? Massageta. The enemy is probably gonna go with horse archer spam, and there is nothing to do for this with this faction. So what we are gonna do? We are gonna spam hoplite. Let's take one general, Pontic Cartage general, and hoplites, and Turos spears. It will be like a box with hoplites and Eastern spearmen in it. Too much money left. We can delete this and add some. What to add? Let's just give them experience. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. No, I will not use 7. Seven of same units, because it's against tournament rules, so I will not go with them. And okay, let's add this experience to these guys, and these guys for like a throwaway unit to throw them to their horse archers. This will work against any nomadic faction, so you are not afraid they can bring some swordsmen and kill your hoplites, because nomadic faction has no infantry, they have only cav and missile cav. This is what you must take against nomadic faction. Let's move on. Nervii. Nervii, you must use the faction I showed you against barbarian factions. This is Parthia. Parthia has some awesome cav elephants. Probably 2 Pontic royal cav, 2 noble blood cav. It must be a similar army which we used against Bactria. These guys, and of course hoplites, we can't play without them. Horse archers 3, and peltasts of course. But there is money left. There is money left. I would go with this build anyway. Yeah, this can work. This is the same build I used against Bactria. Or you can, if you like horse archers more than peltas, you can delete these peltas and add some more horse archer and give these guys experience. This army can work against Parthia. I have won many battles with Pontus against Bactria and Parthia. It doesn't really always work, but gives you some good chances to beat these overpowered factions, Bactria and Parthia. Okay, let's move on. Pontus against Pontus. Pontus against Pontus. Let's think. I have never played Pontus against Pontus. Do we need chariots? No, I don't think we need chariots. We need some, probably 4 Pontic Cav to be sure that we can win Cav fight. 4 horse archers and six Levy pikemen and these peltasts, and give experience to these guys. Yeah, we can win Pontus against Pontus with this build. Many of players can disagree with me, but these are my builds. I like them. If you have better builds, use them. Just look, these guys already have 40 base morale, which is not that bad, as bad as 30. Okay. Pontus against Pontus, I would go with this build, but I have never played Pontus against Pontus. Must try someday. Okay, let's move on. Egypt. What Egypt has? Egypt has some decent cav. Ptolemaic cav is really good. Not as good as Cataphracts, but still good, better than this Pontic Royal cav. But I won't say the difference is huge. So and Egypt has some elephants and chariots and some cost-effective pikemen. It has everything, and peltas, archers, slingers, everything. We will go for let's take 2 Pontic Cav for now, and pikemen, of course. 6 peltasts, because Egypt has both elephants and good missile units, so we need many good missile units like Pontic peltasts. We need, of course, horse archers. We must skirmish these Egyptian guys. Probably 4. And 1 more. This guy. We can have chariots, but it's not really necessarily important. We can go for, we can remove this one, remove 1 more pikeman, and add 2 swordsmen to outflank their pikemen. This can work. But also we can use a chariot army. Like remove this one, this one, this one. Add one of this, and no, not enough money. Add some. Okay, we can use this army against Egypt too. Horse archers will be useful against Ptolemaic Kiev, against elephants. These peltas will kill their pikemen. These chariots can kill their missile units and swordsmen if they have some. Okay, let's move on. Rome. This is one of my favorite matchups. I used to play with 3 Pontic Royal Kiev, 1 Noble Blood Kiev, 6 Levi Pikemen, 4 Mercenary Scythian Horse Archers, 5 Pontic Peltas, and 1 Chariot. I used to play with this build, but then I realized that Rome is too armored faction, and these horse archers are not killing that much soldiers. So I removed 2 horse archers and left only 2. Then I removed 1 pikeman unit and added 2 swordsmen. These guys can beat 3 Arias and other spearman units which are trying to attack my Kiev, so they can be really useful. Then I realized that I don't need this Pontic Peltas, cause Rome doesn't have Peltas. It has some auxiliary Balearic slingers and Syrian archers. They are really good, but if Rome spends too much money on them, it will have either not really good infantry or not really good Kiev. So Rome is probably gonna go with these velites, or maximum 1 or 2 auxiliary Balearic slingers or auxiliary Syrian archers. So better let's go with slingers. And 1 chariots. These chariots are the key to win Rome. I have battled where the sky chariots kill more than 700 Romans. If the Roman player leaves his infantry without the protection of this guy of his Kiev, these guys can kill everyone without hesitating. So you must engage Roman Kiev, keep them busy with your Kiev, then attack Roman infantry with these chariots. Okay, this is how to win Rome. Roxolani, Royal Scythian, these are the same as Massagetan, nothing to say about them. Seleucid Empire. The Seleucid Empire is, we must use against them a similar army that we used against Bactria and Parthia. Let's think. Noble Blood Kiev, some pikemen, of course, hoplites. Yeah, this is gonna be the same army. We need these Pontic peltas very much. We don't need chariots, we need horse archers. Maybe we should. We must remove. We must remove one more, probably pikeman, and add horse archers. But there's money left. We can remove these guys and add this guy. No, not enough money. So we can add some experience to this coward pikeman. Okay, some more experience. This is for protecting our. These guys are for protecting our Pontic peltas. These guys are for protecting our flanks and kill cataphracts. These guys are for killing their missile units and killing their elephants. These guys are for charging cataphracts where they are fighting with hoplites, and horse archers are for killing some median cav. Cataphracts are not dying that easily against this horse archers. Don't forget to turn on heavy shots. I always use them with heavy shots if I try to kill some cav or some infantry, and you can use regular arrows against some light units like archers, slingers, and neck. But when you are trying to kill cav units, just use heavy shots, or you want to kill infantry unit. Okay, this is what you need against Seleucid Empire. Seleucid or Seleucid, I don't really know how exactly to pronounce it. Sparta, the worst faction with Suebi, in my opinion. Sparta has some good hoplites, some decent pikemen, and some bad cav, some weak missile units. Only these peltas are decent, but when you outrange them, they are gonna die. You can freely go without spamming cav. With like only one Pontic royal cav is enough. Free noble blood cav is for probably killing their weak citizen cav and catching their missile units. Let's add two mercenary Scythian horse archers. These Spartans are really well armored, so we don't need too many of them. We need some swordsmen. Yeah, swordsmen are gonna kill these Spartans, and we can go for both for these Pontic peltas and slingers. But I would go for these Eastern slingers because they have longer range and they also have way more ammunition. And what else? We could go for these chariots. Spartans are spear-based army. It's not gonna be easy for these chariots, but if you use them properly, like attacking from the flank, they can go through the hoplites and kill So this army can crush Spartans, but you can also go for pikemen build like this. 6 pikemen, 2 swordsmen, 4 outflanking, and no, this army is. Let's go then with Peltas. Still too much money left. Okay, swordsman. If we remove this, no, this is too much. Okay, let's add some Eastern slingers. Better go with Peltas then. Okay, this is it. This build can also crush Spartans. Yeah, this can really beat the crap out of Spartans. No offense, Spartan fans, but Sparta is a really weak faction. I hope they will get a bit better in next patches. And what we have left, Swaby, as bad faction as Sparta, and you just use against them the army I showed you against Armenian. And this is it. This is Pontus, a very universal faction. I like it very much. It's not overpowered, but it can beat any faction if you use it properly. So try some of my builds, guys, and leave comments if you like my builds or if you don't like them. And thank you for watching, and see you later with another episode of Build and Tactics of Rome 2. So thank you for watching. Bye bye.